Hello, welcome to the Redeye stream, number 73, MLK, Black Lives Matter, and more. So today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So I would like to take a little look at the philosophy of MLK versus Matter, Black Panthers, these types of groups. One group, MLK, had a turn the other cheek philosophy to the war of ideas, in my opinion. While other people like Malcolm X and Black Lives Matter, which is more modern, have a let's burn the city down to get what we want mentality. Or am I wrong there, boys?
No, it seems about right.
Well, I mean, what do you think that they should learn from MLK's success? I mean, he was successful for the most part in ending segregation in the South, was he not?
Well, you have to remember that he was actually fighting for something. The Black Lives Matter today isn't fighting for anything because they already have everything the same as everybody else. So, you know, it's a different situation.
Yeah, I think they're fighting for imaginary rights that they don't, or that they do have, I think.
Are we all fighting for imaginary rights?
Yeah, if you want to get philosophical, yeah, I think we are.
All I have time for out here, man. It's cold and I'm alone.
I offered to send lube.
I don't even have arms.
It's okay, he'll send you those too.
I only know I'm straight because when I see pictures of naked ladies, I vibrate. I'm pretty sure that means I'm aroused.
So what was that? 37 seconds before sex came into it.
So, what do you? So, nobody. What do you think? What separates Black Lives Matter from Dr. Martin Luther King?
Dr. Martin Luther King was against racism, and Black Lives Matter is fucking racist.
Well, I mean, there had to be super non-racist people in like the Black Panthers that just, you know, wanted to kill a few white people.
Oh no, the Black Panthers wanted to kill a lot of white people. I mean, they wanted to kill, and white people were a pretty safe target. Remember, when you kill white people, it's not a hate crime. No matter how much you say fuck white people. Holy shit, Matt's cloning himself.
Yeah, he is.
Everybody run.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of connection. We had off air as well. We could power through this, guys.
Affecting the chat.
But nobody, since you jumped in, what do you think about Martin Luther King and in comparison to his contemporary Malcolm X?
I
do you think had a better idea?
I think Martin Luther King was the I mean this in a good way. He was the ideologue, whereas Malcolm X was the pragmatist. You know, Martin Luther King had this great high ideal of you know, everybody coming together and just, you know, race doesn't matter. It's about who you are as an individual. Whereas Malcolm X said, you know, was it bullets, not ballots? You know, he knew that ultimately, at least through history, you know, the way change happened was at the end of a bloodied weapon. But I think Martin Luther King was more of, well, yeah, that was the past, but it doesn't have to be the future.
Well, that being said, then what is more pragmatic? Then is it more pragmatic to just lay back and let your enemy kick you while you're down and cry out in pain, or is it more advantageous to go about beating people?
You have, well, see, here's the thing though. the nice thing about a global community is it worked. Like, okay, take Gandhi, for example. Now, Gandhi's not the saint everybody makes him out to be, and I would never say he was, but he proved hunger strikes work. I mean, let's ignore the fact that he fucking didn't like black people, but hunger strikes work.
You see, the only reason hunger strikes work is because of guilt.
Well, yeah.
Hunger strikes shouldn't work, because if someone was hunger striking under me, I just let them die. But, you know, Stormtrooper 101.
The problem today is hunger strikes never work today, because the person going on the hunger strike knows outrage is going to hit before they ever get to the point where the hunger is a threat to them.
Yeah, it was like that kid on that university whose parents were worth 20 million who said he was going on a hunger strike. Remember that?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Also, those inmates at the prison that went on a hunger strike.
Where was that?
Somewhere in the U.S.
Let's see, what would be funny is the response to something like that is that guy didn't eat for 3 weeks and finally he died. Then the prison goes, so we can feed them once every week and a half and they're good? All right. That's helpful.
I'll save money. Budgeting.
That would have been great, because they're like, oh shit, hunger striking doesn't work.
Well, that, and I'm sure they'll just give you like a suppository or something. They'll feed you somehow.
Well, and that's my problem with that texter not that long ago. I mean, they shouldn't be forcing a feeding tube down their throat. If they want to starve themselves to death, that's free will, is it not?
Yeah, but the public doesn't see it that way. That's what what was the quote from Men in Black? A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky animals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, is like, that's what's happening now.
But
It's not individual. You can reason for the most part, you can reason with an individual. It's when they have a mob on their side that you cannot reason with them.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah, but if you can't eating, then why try? Let them starve. Sorry, maybe that's heartless, but
I love you right now, Maud.
Well, you got to understand. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm in your boat too. You know, I'm all for free will and whatnot. But I mean, you have to take into account public opinion, the court of public opinion. It's far too powerful to discount. And I mean, if you just let your prisoners starve, I mean, what does that say? I mean, that's plenty of cannon fodder for other nations to use and call us human rights abusers and all this other stuff.
Here's where I think a hunger strike should do some good. Not for sympathy, for attention. So if, say, you were a prisoner in a prison, and the prison was doing a bunch of really shady shit, and the only reason it was getting away with it was because no one was paying attention to that prison. And so you go on a hunger strike that either kills you or nearly kills you. And now there's a bunch of attention on that prison for essentially an unrelated issue. But the prison ends up getting caught doing all the shady shit they were doing where they wouldn't have before.
Well, I'll give you an actual practical example from here in Northern Ireland. The time of the Troubles, there was a guy called Bobby Sands. He was an IRA terrorist, and he actually did let himself die. So he did, and he just become a martyr. So I think if you're looking that side of the thing, it depends on how the person who's doing this is affiliated and whether their death will actually bring the public opinion you're speaking of against them. If it's just some random fucking nobody, no one's going to care. You know, like the white guy.
True, because if it's 60 nobodies, then they care, like in Texas prison. But I would like to point out, I think I hear somebody eating chips, and we're talking about hunger strikes. See, yeah, that's the way you end a hunger strike right there.
That's the eyeball who has no arms.
You know, it'd be really funny if somebody goes on a hunger strike and they chain themselves somewhere. You put a sandwich just out of their reach. Go enjoy that strike.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. That's what I would do. I would just sit there. Oh my gosh. I'd go to all the fast food restaurants. I'd go to all my favorite ones, like Popeyes, KFC, Panda Express. Oh my gosh, I'd get so fat. I'd just sit right in the middle, and I'd just fucking eat all my food.
I'm going on an eating strike. As long as he doesn't eat, I will eat for him.
Absolutely. And I'll take some chicken nuggets from McDonald's, and I'll set them on the ground just out of reach. And they'll try so hard, and they won't be able to get them chicken nuggets.
Yeah, no. Have you seen McDonald's chicken nuggets? Yeah, no one's going to try reaching for them.
What's wrong with McDonald's chicken nuggets?
I was about to say, fine, I'll fucking reach for him.
It doesn't need to be food. It just needs to be food-like.
Yeah, that's the point. It needs to look edible. It doesn't need to actually be edible.
So,
I'm
but
thinking of that scene from what was it? Was it Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society? I'd give you a cheeseburger or something if you suck my dick, or I'll suck your dick for a cheeseburger. You know?
The fuck?
You never seen that?
That's hunger.
No. Boys in the Hood. What kind of boys in the hood are you talking about? Jesus Christ.
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Oh
God, that was a bad movie.
It was intentionally a bad movie, though. That was the point.
Yeah, but there's a party and then there's just bad.
Yeah, it's not one I've ever felt the need to go back and rewatch. Oh no, there's a girl here. Ooh, this is the Woman Haters Club.
There's a girl here.
Ew.
Oh, and she looks like she's goth too.
Hi guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, miss.
I saw you were online, Matt Dodge, and I wanted to come hassle you like usual.
So,
That's what friends do, right? They hassle each other.
dude, you know what's super funny? That guy you interviewed straight up looks like my fucking stepdad. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you're talking about the trans attracted one I did, right?
Yeah, dude. It tripped me out for a second. I was just like, "Daddy, why are you here?"
I'm sorry, Melissa, but that guy looked like a future pedophile. It was something not right about that fella.
Oh no, he's a nice guy. I like him a lot. Like, we're friends outside of that. So like, I was like, dude, I need a pilot so I can figure out what I need to do, because like I learned a lot of things like going through it, like how I need to change the questions and just the flow of it, so this way it's a little bit more smooth. So yeah, it was nice of him to be my guinea pig, so to speak, in my mad scientist lab. So
Big analogy.
Anywho, how you guys doing today?
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Well, see,
Here
today,
I'm alive.
and I'll put it in Mad Dodge's channel when I do it, but today I'm going to have my birthday quiplash. But I learned something today. Myself, Ben Shapiro, and Omegon all have the same birthdays.
Really?
Yeah.
You're all the same person.
Dude, I share a birthday with the worst person possible.
But Omegon is 32. Give me a second.
Whose birthday do you share a birthday with?
Hillary Clinton.
Well, maybe you're the same person.
Mod, can we kick 40 from the stream?
Wow.
I don't want anybody connected with Hillary Clinton here.
Oh boy, you're not going to want to hear what I have to say.
Oh, I do. I do want to hear what you have to say.
I'm distantly related to Bill. We're like sixth cousins or something.
No.
Also, Dolly Parton.
Well, that's Bill. Bill's not a Clinton.
Yeah, this is on the Bill side.
He's a cool
No,
guy.
Bill is the Clinton.
Yeah. Bill is the
Hillary's the fucking Marion.
Yeah, but she bastardized the name of Clinton, so you know.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm related to the southern half.
Oh gosh. Not gonna lie, that's fucking awesome. You should try and get some of that what the fuck is that bitch?
Maybe a few years ago. Now I don't want to be associated with them.
I was about to
Oh
say,
my
you should try and
God.
get some of that Monica Lewinsky money, dude.
I don't want to get it the way she got it.
Oh, you have to. I just typed in people who were born on the same day as me, and Donald Trump is born on the same day as me.
Bullshit.
I'm not fucking kidding. And so is Jay Carava. He was born on the same day as me.
What?
That's just fucking funny.
Are you fucking kidding me? June 14th?
Yes.
Dude. You lucky motherfucker. God damn it.
Let's see here.
I can't fucking believe this.
Yeah,
I share a birthday with a lot of famous people, but nobody who anybody gives a shit about.
It's okay, though. You're related to Bill Clinton.
See here. Rice Gum, Adam Driver, Calvin Klein.
Rice gum?
YouTuber.
Oh.
Yeah, Calvin Klein's the most famous person I think I share a birthday with.
I think I've topped everybody with Trump, so you know.
Yeah, you did.
Jodie Foster.
You win.
Meg Ryan. Larry King.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry King. Oh, fucking Larry King.
Okay, sorry, my roommates were fighting, but
Oh, were you going?
With
Ben Shapiro and is 34. Omegon's 32, and I'm 36 today. So
Megan's only 32.
yeah, he's only 32.
Wow.
I would thought he was older too, but
He's a baby.
so it's kind of out of control. And what's funny about it is, like, I am such a harsh critic of some of the things Ben Shapiro says, and it just has everything to do with the fact that he's a conservative and I'm a nationalist. So it's actually quite funny that we have the same birthday.
This is making me sad.
What's that?
I'm looking at the people who I share birthdays with, and I see, all right, look, YouTube star is one thing, right? Fine, I guess. But then you got Musical.ly star, Instagram star. I'm like, these are not stars. Another Musical.ly star.
Captain Cole Powell said he shares a birthday with the nuking of Nagasaki and the Manson family murders.
I share a birthday with James A. Garfield, a former president. There you go.
Good stuff.
I have two presidential relations. I win.
The nuking of what?
Nagasaki.
Oh, Nagasaki.
Well, that's an auspicious day. Oh man, does anybody here listen to Dan Carlin?
No, I don't know who Dan Carlo is.
All right.
Nobody's a history buff.
Now I could actually hear you guys now. I shared a birthday with Nelly of all people, and he's in a shitload of trouble.
Nelly, why is Nelly in trouble?
Oh, you didn't hear?
No.
He's going up for trial for rape out of Washington.
Nelly?
Supposedly
What?
he raped a girl. Yeah, he tour bus in the Walmart parking lot. How
Wait.
that?
Was this real rape, or is this like he asked her more than twice?
Well, he was charged with rape. I would consider that.
Okay, because I'm just saying, apparently they're the same thing now. So,
but no, wrap it back around to the starting topic. I've been having issues, but I can hear you guys now. I shut down Creative Cloud and Steam. I think I have enough bandwidth now. All right. What about contemporary Malcolm X? He didn't have very much nice stuff to say about his fellow I don't know, combatant in the fight. I don't know how to put it really, but
well, here's the thing: did Malcolm X want equality, or did Malcolm
X did not like MLK?
Yeah, but what was Malcolm X's goal? That's my curiosity. I don't think they had the same goal. I think they were walking along the same road at a certain point, but I don't think they had the same goal.
I know Malcolm X is highly regarded in Black nationalist circles.
Oh yeah.
And like MLK is derided in those circles.
Well, yeah, he was very militant.
Well,
he was
I mean,
very militant.
It's not just the militant versus like non-militant aspect of it. It's MLK was very like outside of the civil rights aspect, right? He was very. It's because it's funny watching Democrats trumping him around because Martin Luther King was very anti-abortion, like extremely.
Oh yeah, he was a reverend. He was like a devout Christian.
And he didn't buy into this, like, you know, premarital sex, all this shit, you know, like he would have been anti-LGBT because it would have just conflicted from, it would just conflicted with his religious beliefs, right? And he was a reverend, for crying out loud. So it makes a lot of sense, you know. Malcolm X, on the other hand, yeah, he was very militant, and he also had he was a pioneer of a lot of black segregation movements. Which
wasn't he a Nation of Islam guy? Like, you know, that the Black Nation of Islam movement that went through here.
Yeah, and he was and a lot of his rhetoric would later go on to form some of the rhetoric of the Black nationalist movement.
What?
Yep.
Boy, good thing he was black, or he might have been a racist.
No, I mean, the Black nationalist movement is a thing. Like it.
Well, yeah, but they're black, so they're not racist.
Oh yeah, of course they're not racist. You never hear about it. But like the guy that the guy that went to the Black Lives Matter rally in Texas and killed 5 cops, he was part of the Black nationalist movement.
Mhm.
But it wasn't a hate crime, and that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Well, you can't commit a hate crime versus a white person, right? But
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not a fan of any hate crime.
Isn't Ghazi Kodo a part of that movement also?
No, I think he's got his own version of it.
Uhuru is a different thing altogether. Now, the problem with Uhuru, unlike the Black nationalist movement, is Uhuru is different things depending on who you're talking to, right? Like some of them legit want to take all the black people out of the United States and go back to Africa. Like some of them literally want to do that.
I don't have a problem with people who want to do that. That's their right.
And the other people, the other part of it is like people who just like are like, oh, we need reparations, blah, 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 that bullshit, right? So it really just depends on what kind of Uhuru you run into, really.
Okay. I have a solution, guys.
However,
Funny because like neither of those are good ideas.
Black nationalists, however, think that like I'm not trying to misrepresent their views because it's very complicated, but some of them think that certain parts of the United States should just be walled off for black people, and that's where they need to live.
Black separatists, yeah.
No white people, their own economy, their own government, the blah blah blah, the whole 9 yards, right?
Well, why don't those groups team up with groups like Richard Spencer and actually try and make something like this happen? They have the same goal.
Oh no,
you know what I mean?
There's actually conversations that go on between white and black nationalists. It's really strange, but it happens.
I have a great idea.
Yeah.
We will build a Thunderdome and we'll put Richard Spencer and Ghazi Kozo in it. We'll finally figure out which race is the toughest race.
Dude, Richard. Oh, I don't know. I was about to say Richard Spencer can take a punch, but that was one noodly arm bitch.
Yeah, I don't think Ghazi Kozo's a fighter. Call that a hunch.
Yeah.
Ruby Rod in real life.
I mean, that Antifa guy had a running sucker punch.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, Domingo?
And still didn't knock him out. Like,
I don't know. If you hear her tell it, she was horribly
Spencer
disturbed.
had no idea that shit was coming, right? Like, most men would have knocked someone the fuck out, if not caused brain damage, right? This guy, like, straight up got an open running shot, and
he stumbled.
It didn't even take him off his feet.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
You know what would have been great? What would have been great is if Spencer looked and then ducked and he hit the reporter.
If he would have just Matrix dodged it.
Yeah, but it's very uncanny how white and black nationalists get along. Like it's so extremely bizarre. Like I remember last year was the first time I watched Millennial Woes Millennial, excuse me. And one of the very first people I had on was that guy T, who is a black nationalist. I was like, oh fuck, like they're
Is that guy T a black nationalist?
No, he's he's a narco-capitalist.
Yeah.
I thought he was an ANCAP.
No, he is a black. I'll give you guys the link for the episode. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah, post that up because I'm curious. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I want to know how
ANCAP.
ANCAP is a nationalist. I would love to see that.
Dude, no, I know that's a fucking.
He hates status. At least last time I checked.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Like a communist Nazi. It just doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or when Richard Spencer said a libertarian ethno-nationalist, like what the fuck is that?
Although, if you have to say one's winning over the other, I would say the black nationalists are winning over the white nationalists because the black nationalists have a lot more white people arguing their side.
Well, and the black nationalists, they have all the same rhetoric as the white nationalists. Just switch it around, but they're, for whatever reason, they're able to hide under the radar better
because they're black. But yeah, that link I gave you in the side chat, that's the millennial thing.
I gotta see this.
No, it's fucking hilarious. Because it's literally a white and black nationalist sitting down, and they're agreeing on literally fucking everything. It's so goddamn weird.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily that weird because they want a collectivist state. The difference is the collection of people that they want.
Well, yeah.
So together, they could perhaps, in a small area, they couldn't do it. You have too many people like me who are just repugnant, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it isn't weird in principle. Same principles, just different colors of people, quite literally. But it's weird because usually if you go online somewhere, you'll just find the kind of peons arguing vehemently among themselves about which race is better, and I don't know. It's weird to just see. It's just weird to see it like happen in person, you know.
Well, see, here's what I don't get. So if I take what the race realists say as kind of gospel, as true, that to me is reason not to have an ethno-state. So if all the races have their various strengths, right? And I think there are racial strengths that come in certain ones, you know, there's biological differences, there just are. But I think the best you'd have the best society if all those strengths were in that society.
The problem is that you're dealing with the weaknesses too. And
well,
I think
yeah,
that's why
but that's the thing though. The weaknesses are kind of, you know, if you have everybody in a state is the same, then you're not going to have anybody to pick up the slack where there's an obvious weakness. Excuse me.
I like my biggest beef with the whole ethno-nationalist thing is like I'm a nationalist myself, but I'm a civic nationalist, right?
Racist.
And the problem with that is nationalism has to be applied in context of the country that you're talking about. So, and what I mean by that is there is not an American people in the same sense that there's a Japanese people or a German people or at least ethno-nationalism made sense in Germany in the sense that it was filled with a bunch of fucking Germans, right? But that's not the case with the United States. And when they go, well, we're going to have a white nationalist state, and Richard Spencer, in my opinion, who is the de facto leader, or at least the face of the alt-right and the white nationalist movement, he couldn't even like clearly decide what a white person was, right? He couldn't define it. And that's why he was waffling about. He was like, well, don't pay attention to the particulars. And I'm like, well, the particulars fucking matter.
Like, well, yeah, this is the same thing I actually heard a feminist do with that red pill thing. I don't know if you guys watch Cassie J's channel. Mm-hmm. There was a feminist arguing for this educated woman about how, well, you know, the reason men are better at firefighting is because all of the devices require you to be strong. So if you should just invent devices, like we're smart, we should just invent devices that make it so women can be just as good at firefighting. And I'm like, but you don't know what those devices are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Richard Spencer is arguing for the white nation state, but he doesn't have any way he doesn't have the brain power to figure out the way to make that determination. He's hoping down the line somebody else will.
Well, and you know, like let's just assume he actually believes that you can enforce an ethno-nationalist state in the United States peacefully. Like, let's just give him that, right? What stops the more radical elements of his movement from disposing of him after he gets his wet dream of his pipe dream of this ethno-nationalist state, right?
Come on, Melissa. That's never happened ever in history, ever.
Right?
Well,
name 50 times.
The one thing I will say here is that, remember, I think at the minute, the white nationalism or ethno-nationalism is more of a philosophy than a practical implementation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't take it to the seriousness that some people are taking it. You know.
Yeah. I mean, it's like me, I'm attacking it philosophically, right? Like, I don't think they'll ever get anywhere with the fucking movement. And I think probably not even in a couple years from now, it's just going to be water under the bridge, right? It's just a new political hype for the left. Go, rah, 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 everybody's all right, right? But, because like almost 40% of the United States is not white, right? And then when you listen to Richard Spencer talk, like the people that also are not white, even though they are white, like white Jewish people, white Muslims, LGBT people, right? This number is quickly approaching 50% of the fucking country, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you're going to have, because the United States is about 320 million people, right? Okay, you got your ethno state. Now you need to deport 160 million people, quote unquote, peacefully.
Yeah, we'll just deport them into the ocean. Come on.
Right? And do this without destroying your economy, because that's, essentially 50% of your workforce.
Listen, we're not killing them. It's their fault if they can't swim far enough to get to land.
No, that is a waste of resources, old boy. Ovens.
I don't think anybody has ever, like, look at Adolf Hitler, right? He tried to set up an ethno-state and essentially failed.
Hang on, Melissa, don't you go after Mein Führer.
And he's what the poster boy of setting up ethno-states, right? And he still couldn't get it done. There's just some people he's like, I'm just gonna have to tolerate these motherfuckers in Germany.
Oh, come on. The Japanese were doing it long before Hitler was.
What?
The Japanese were doing it long before Hitler was. They were just smart and did it from the beginning, so they didn't have to kill a bunch of people that were already there.
Yeah, they're still doing it today.
Well, I mean, Japan, for the longest time, they just cut off their borders, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, after like
white person showed up, they killed him, and
yeah, and it took like 200 years, and they finally opened it up to the Dutch, right?
Freaking Dutch.
The fucking Dutch. And that's the only people they opened it to. And then it took like another 150 years, and they finally opened it to the United States in the early, like late 1800s, early 1900s, right?
Yeah. One of the funny things about like Spencer, for instance, I mean, this is something he actively advocates for. So to think that he wouldn't try it if he got the chance is, I think, a little foolish. But I mean, one of the things that these Spencer types